Hey, I only got 2 questions for the Q&A, so I am asking once again for you to send me your questions in the comments below so I can answer them in the next few weeks in a Q&A video. Also, go check my comics at Global Comics. My parents told me they are good. The link for them is in the description below.
Yo, 2024! Godzilla 7th anniversary, let's go! Godzilla in World War II, Godzilla in Monkey, Godzilla in Snake Plissken, yo! Woo! Let's get the ball running with Godzilla Minus One! It's minus one because it's before zero, before one! One is the first Godzilla, it's before that. Who come up with that shit? Insane, props to them. And the story of this movie, man! Like Godzilla, but in World War II? That's sick! Godzilla destroys old ships, old planes, and he drops a freaking nuke on Japan! I mean, another nuke on Japan! And everybody gets like, oh, war is so bad, that's somber, austere, insane stuff. How come they never did that before? Anyway, happy birthday Godzilla! Here's to another 70 years! Here's to another 30 films!
That was loud, but not louder than this movie when I watched it in an IMAX theater. Let me tell you, this thing was not properly converted to IMAX because it hurt my ears. But maybe I just got a bad copy of the film, if there is such a thing. Let me know how your experience watching it on IMAX was like.
Technically speaking, Godzilla's 70th anniversary is only November, so we still have a ways to go. But I guess it's whatever. I suppose this film marks the start of the 70 years anniversary celebrations.
Having in mind 2024 marks such an important milestone for the franchise, it makes sense for Godzilla Minus One to return to the setting of the original film from 1954. Sorta. This movie actually takes place during the first couple years after the end of World War II, so almost a decade before the original one. Despite, or perhaps because of that, the movie downplays the nuclear aspect of the franchise. I mean, yeah, it's still Godzilla, he's still a walking A-bomb. Even more so than ever, dare I say. His nuclear breath now triggers atomic blasts on impact. But the message of the dangers of scientific misuse is absent this time around. The bomb itself is seldom mentioned, and when the heroes defeat the monster using the resident scientist's newest invention, there is nothing but cheering. A far cry from the bittersweet ending of the original, there is no sober reflection on any possible danger the future might bring, nor a moment of grievance over the sacrifice of one of the heroes. Because no one dies in the end. Hell, they specifically go to battle saying no one is dying this time around. Instead of just a grim reminder of a recent tragedy, this time around Goji is a trauma to be overcome. His defeat signifies the main characters being finally able to move on from the guilt of having lost the war. And that's lame. The first half of the movie has a serious horror movie vibe, especially Godzilla's first appearance at Odo Island. This is probably the first time we see the monster going close and personal when attacking humans. More often than not, they are either collateral damage or killed by the truckload at once. After that moment, the movie only gets bleaker, climaxing in Godzilla's rampage through Tokyo. The first hour or so of the movie is accompanied by a sense of dread that marries well with the character's lack of sense of purpose or direction in the post-war. In this sense, this is a throwback to the franchise's moody horror roots, which is why it is so jarring for the climax to be a bombastic set piece in which the heroes boisterously take the fight to the monster, including a last-minute cavalry rescue and a heroic sacrifice. It seems like the movie doesn't know if it wants to have scary Godzilla or cool Godzilla. Granted, when it is scary, it is very scary, and when it is cool, it is very cool, but it is jarring to see the mood of the movie swinging that hard in the latter third of it. To top it all off, there's the ending scene with Noriko alive. I thought the movie was supposed to be about letting go of the past and working toward the future, and doing the tragedy that sent Koichi over the edge kinda ruins what is this movie's main theme. Speaking of which, the whole thing of him deciding not to kill himself in the end doesn't work very well. I get it, alright, he's going to live for Akiko, but Koichi was dead set on blowing up with his plane right until discovering the eject seat. So in the end, it wasn't much his decision really, just fortunate circumstances. Thematically, yeah, it's the obvious outcome. Narratively, meh. Some random thoughts before closing. The Godzilla design is a nice mix of legendary Goji with Shin Goji and 3-star Goji? Really? Okay. It's a fine design. Very of its era, we can say, now that a pattern is starting to emerge among modern Godzilla designs, but fine nonetheless. What is not so fine are the monsters' animations, which are stiff and unconvincing. This is mostly a problem with his second form and mostly happens because he's so damn nimble at that size, once again tapping into what I said about the film turning to action in its latter half. His weird movement wouldn't be that much of a problem if he was slower and more methodical. You could argue that he's even more agile in his first scene at Oda Island, but the animation issues weren't as noticeable there because it was dark and Godzilla remained out of focus for most of the scene. I think in the end what spoiled the movie for me was the decision of once again directly attaching the villain to World War II. Yeah, I know, it's Godzilla, the analog for the atomic bomb, but I feel that recontextualizing the creature's origin has been done to death already, and in better, more revisionist ways, like in GMK vs King Ghidorah. It sounds like I hated this movie, doesn't it? Listen, I didn't hate it, it was fine, which usually means it is good with a lot of asterisks. These asterisks being all the remarks I've been making throughout this video. But it is fun, and it is a nice change of pace to have a Godzilla movie that is character driven. It is just that ultimately, like, what I'm trying to say is, you know, I don't know what the fuck you people have been smoking. This movie is not better than Shin Godzilla. Don't forget to ask me your questions in the comment below so I can answer them in my next video. And go check my comics at Global Comics. Link for them is in the description below.